far as straight from like your effective speaking class coming from out of there, is I think one of the things that we see, being one of your students, I think one of the things that we see is people's their fear of speaking in public, and how something like this can take them out of that and let them be in front of people and realize that people aren't going to bite you too much, so that it's okay to be in front of people and have a discussion about things and be in front of people, which I think is great.
Well, I feel that since there's not any other sports or anything to do around here, that's negative. Sorry. Theater troupe is great.
It's our football team.
It's our football team, and we have cheerleaders. No, I'm kidding. But I think it's just an opportunity for students to try something new. It's good and bad. I feel that we should have sports because sports are fun. They're more physical, get that exercise. But theater, not many people join it if they go somewhere else because there's other options. I think this gives students new opportunities and chances to meet new people. I know since I've joined, I've met so many other people that I don't even see every day at school when I go to classes. So I think it's a good social event.
It's important because we get this community together, and it's people just we talk, we have fun, and it's a great way to make connections and friends. I mean, it's also gets you kind of like into the business because like when you're actually just studying it, you're just studying on a book. That's something different. But when you actually go out there and you're actually doing it, that requires that's getting your schedule. Like it's real world experience. Things are going to happen, things that you never expected before, and this is like some experiences that you'll take with you.
It's an art school. Theater is a form of art. It expresses creativity. It's something that we can sit there, we can all be a part of one way or another and truly help out and express individualism while still doing something that furthers a cause. It's a beautiful thing.
I think it's important so we get to develop our more social skills, because even though most of us are here for our art majors, part of business is being able to communicate with someone. And theater troupe teaches you a lot about communication and how to not be nervous and how to perform in front of a crowd or in front of people you're trying to impress. So I think it's good for everyone to know that. And it's a nice little release from classes and everything else that's going on.
Theater, the entertainment value in the world today is just very underestimated. There are important things in the world. Let's say food. You can go to McDonald's and get a full meal for like $3 if you get it off the dollar menu. Whereas a movie, you can spend up to $30. A video game up to $60. Anything acting-wise, anything performance-wise, you have to spend money on that. A lot more than things you spend on every day. People will throw money at that. That's why it's important, because you can go into the acting world, you might be a flop. It might suck. But at some point in time, you're going to make a bunch of money off of something, because people want to be entertained. Because if people aren't entertained, then they just walk around and go...
I think it's important for AI to have a theater troupe just because, it gets a lot of people, people who don't know each other together, and people to be open about them, open to trying new things and meeting, as they meet others, they can form close bonds just by learning a little bit of the art of theater. I've always been interested in theater just by how I've had a few friends who were involved in it, and as more as I've been around them and watched it and stuff, I've drawn a great appreciation to it, and I think the more people come in, see it, and are exposed to it, they'll appreciate stuff like that a lot more.
Why is it important? Well, it helps people get over fears. It creates confidence. It's something unique about us that most of the AIs don't really have. It makes us us.
It's really important that AI has a theater troupe for, if anything, the main thing is for experience. And because if you can be taught everything, you can be taught can go to each class that whatever your field is, whatever your major is, you can be taught everything that has to do with it. But unless you are thrown into the world of what you're being taught as, and experience everything that you've learned, how that helps, and experience is the key, because I could be taught everything about directing, but if I go into something that I've never done before, even though I have my degree, I'm not going to know what to do, because all I know is book stuff. You have to have experience with it. And that's what Theater Troupe provides, is experience for actors, for directors, for stagehands, for anybody who involved in it, whatever they want to do, writers, whatever. It just provides a great deal amount of experience, and that is the main thing that we need, is experience.
AI needs a theater troupe because this school is full of so many different characters. It's like 2 comic books exploded and all the characters ran out and just run amok. I mean, it gives all the people here their own way of an outlet. So they can take these characters, by day they can be the students in the classroom responsible, and then by night go to theater troupe and be able to express that inner creativity.
I think it's important for AI to have a theater troupe. Obviously with Eric, I had the speech class, which, as we all know, is one of the most important things that you learn when it comes to pretty much putting yourself anywhere in the world. You have to communicate with other people. You have to build all of these connections. And theater is one of those ways of getting yourself out there for everybody to see that you wouldn't normally get to see that side of. So you not only get like the professional side of it when you're in school, but then you get the fun, loving side of it in theater. And it's really just a way to open up and get to know everybody else, and really just show what else this college can do.
Man, it brings the excitement to this. I mean, need I say it? Boring school. I mean, come on. Let's have some excitement here. Let's just get everybody involved. Let's get outgoing with it. Let's keep this play things, effective speaking thing going. I'm picking up on it already. Why not have theater here? It's like pretty much everybody else has said. There's nothing else better to do here. It might as well be the best thing we've ever done here. Just join some theater, because people never been in there before, and why not,
Well, first of all, AI has video production and it has animation, and both of those have to do with acting. When you're in video production, you're going to be dealing with actors, so it's good for people who want to direct, or it's good for people who just want to get into that field to act. Acting is very important because it's how you learn to talk to people. It's part of how you learn to talk to people anyway. And it's a big deal.
The fact that we're the only one would be great to just keep going with it.
Well, you gotta say the word theater troupe.
We're the only theater troupe.
Say that again.
We're the only AI.
Why do you think it's important AI has a theater troupe?
We're the only AI theater troupe in Cincinnati.
What?
I don't know.
We're the only AI in the state of Ohio.
It's important because it allows every type of program here to get together and do one thing. So it allows collaboration in that aspect, but it also gives us expression. It shows us another form of art that we normally wouldn't be doing if it wasn't here. Another thing is, the biggest thing I've found from this is it helps me when I'm trying to give presentations, because I'm doing these plays all the time, or I'm doing whatever we're doing for the quarter. So being involved with that and being in front of people all the time, it's helping me get through some of the issues I have where, I'll stutter or I'll do this, try and get rid of the gestures so I'm not saying and uhs and trying to work through that.
I feel like everyone here should get involved in it at least one quarter. Even if you're a pretty bad actor, you should still have to go through it. You should still have to go through with it so you kind of learn the ropes a little bit. Because you're going to have to be dealing with actors throughout your entire career. So how can you expect anything out of an actor if you've never had it expected out of you first? Also, to get used to the hectic schedule, especially if you're digital film, you have 5 actors. Hey, can you meet on this day to rehearse? Oh no, I've got kids, babysitter. You got to figure out how to deal with bringing all these people together for a couple rehearsals. Because even in college, it's so difficult. With 4 people in my play, it is almost impossible to get us all together. So it's it's a little bit of a rude awakening if you don't have any practice with it and you go out into the real world and you have to deal with it. So. I rambled a bit.
What's that?
I rambled a little bit.
No, I like people that talk instead of ones that don't say a
It's
word.
like, I think it's important because I really like it.
Yeah.
I like acting. I did theater in high school.
I think it's important to have it because it's detrimental if we don't. It adds another artistic facet to AI. Not every AI has one. I think we're the only one that has one. And it's not actually AI driven. It's student and it's passionate student driven. It's kind of like we don't have a sports team, we have a theater troupe. Well, does that make us a theater school? No, it makes us an art school. And it's a way to be creative and learn to work in groups. And depending on it also is important because it literally over time has included every major here in terms of interior design for set, fashion design for costume. When we had the dinner theater 2 quarters ago, over the winter, last year, it was culinary. There's video production, photography, animation. I actually, now thinking about it, the theater troupe here at the AI kind of exemplifies every single aspect of this school without it trying to. And I think it's a testimony to the creativity and the professionalism that the school puts out.
It brings people together. I'm a great example of this. I'm a culinary student. I cook food with food people all day, and we love food. Tacos, whatever. It's what we do. And I don't talk to animators and photographers and interior designers and fashionistas, and I have no idea what they do. I do me. I come here, go upstairs, my little jacket, buttoned up, my little neckerchief on, and I cook. And I talk to those 50 people that I know on any regular time, and then I leave. And then besides a few classes in the middle, I don't talk to anybody. And it brings us together, and it shows us all that we're all still people. We all have our own quirks, and we all still come together for the greater good. At least the majority of us care enough to make it happen. And we will. I mean, it might not be perfect, it might not be best. We're not on Broadway as much as me personally I would love to one day. Be able to do that kind of thing. But we come together, we have a good time, we go about our way. And for this little bit of time, we're away from everything. We all have lives outside of here. Some of us more than others. I got a 6-month pregnant fiance at home. That's my main priority, is taking care of that little baby growing in that belly. That's it. But when I come out and I enjoy myself, that's what matters. And we become one, a group.
It gives students who have an ambition to direct or to act or to be part of any element of that production, it gives them experience, teaches them social networking skills, the ability to make contact with people, make time commitments and be there. You get to learn how to be an adult really in a short amount of time because you have a lot of responsibility. And I've heard that other places don't have this opportunity, other places that should, and I think we have something special here because we get to see real visually creative people displaying their talent, and we get to enjoy it, all together in one tiny place.
It's cool about the Art Institute too. It's like live art.
Absolutely. Yeah, we see so many great paintings, or videos of things, but to see live action, people being creative right in front of you, and especially when it goes well like it's going to. We're just here to have a good time with it, but we're learning some very serious and important skills.
I feel it's very important for AI to have a theater troupe. For one, it's kind of like an outlet, and it also it's a networking opportunity for the different clubs via the film club. Plus, you also have fashion designers working on the costumes, things like that. And I don't know, it just gives the students something to do that's non-destructive.
Theater is a wonderful opportunity and an outlet. It helps not only someone like me. When I first came here, I was shy, but I broke out of my shell. It helps you meet friends. But theater, it's art. It's art too, and
It's great for learning public speaking. It goes really well hand in hand with Mr. Sprouse' effective speaking class.
Yeah, it does.
And, you know...
How is that? How does that happen?
How does what happen?
How does it go hand in hand with effective speaking?
Well, with tongue twister.
A good example.
With effective speaking, you learn to publicly speak in front of people. In acting, you have to do the same thing, essentially.
Well, on a serious note of theater, I've done 2 other plays in the past when I was in high school, and I felt like the theater was pretty important because of the people who are showmen, who have the ability to act and portray a character that's not life. I mean, that's what acting is. You're portraying other than real life events. So therefore you have to be able to be the character that you're portraying. And I feel like it's very important to have a theater troupe here because we have a lot of different personalities, a lot of different characters. There's a lot that people can do outside of their major, whether it be animation, film, web design, graphic design. You're able to see what it's like to not be yourself, but be a character portraying an other than real life event in a story mode, in a story way, so that you can know what it feels like to put on somebody else's shoes, per se.
If you can't effectively speak, then really you can't really act.
I mean, it does help a lot, and then it's important just to get to know people. I've met a lot of people through it, and I mean, when I first came here, I didn't talk to anyone, so I just went in school, out of school, in school, out of school.
Yeah, this is a nice period to make friends and also network a little bit.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, it's a good resume thing too to put on your resume. Got to know people, got to act and everything. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you're good. Okay.
Well, I think it gets the creative side out of people and gets people moving and acting instead of just working on their art, constantly giving something else to do.
I've said this once and I'll say it again. It's important for AI to have a theater troupe because it gives students something to represent themselves outside of their own group of friends and people they interact with. It gives them a chance to meet other people from other areas of the school that they might not normally socialize with.
Theater, in my experience, embellishes the individual themselves. It gives them something to focus on and helps with their confidence level. Even though there's a lot of high energy and a lot of craziness, especially with the young people, a lot of that comes from actually feeling inadequate. And with maturity, they don't feel like they need to act out as much. And with confidence. And I think there's nothing better than theater to give confidence to someone.
Well, I kind of said a little patchier last play I did, but it's honestly a lot of fun. You meet a lot of new people. People that you might not meet because you might not cross their paths in the, like I'm an animation major, so I might not meet some graphic designers or some film especially, that you could one day build a relationship, build a bond with, and maybe use down the road.
Theater is important to have at AI because, like all the things we teach here, theater is an art. Why it's not a curriculum here already, I don't know. But what is art? Art is conveying some sort of story, some sort of message. It's effective communication, okay? So whether I'm animating, whether I'm acting on a green screen, whether I'm, just painting a picture, you're conveying a message. So theater is the most profound form of sending a message. Obviously, there's scripts, it starts from paper and ends up being conveyed by an actor. So it is an art and it should be respected as an art. So even in my job as an animator, it's all about acting. If you can't act, you can't animate. If you can't convey a message, you can't talk to people, you can't get anything done, you can't organize anything, it's important. So anybody who says that we're coming up here and putting on little skits and that you need to, that why should I pay for this? because it's important, damn it. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to...
You should, that's why.
Right, they're like, I can do this, and it's like, well, you may very well be right, but there's a big difference between communicating effectively.
How many people we had come in through these walls? Oh, I could do that.
I can act.
Put your money where your mouth.
I can act.
I'm out, bye.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, we've had plenty of actors come through here, and I'm not tooting my horn or anything. I just like to have fun. You know what I mean? If you can't have fun as an actor, you're not being an actor. So yeah, it's important because it's an art, and this is an art college last time I checked.